Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Immigrate with Ammy, your go-to source for the latest updates on immigration and study abroad. Today we've got some news released by IRCC for international students. So this news is for international student community. If you're considering studying in Canada, right? Or maybe you know someone who is, you definitely don't want to miss out on this crucial information. So I would encourage you to stick around as we go into details, analyzing the implications and also discuss what this means for prospective international student like you. But before we dive into this video, right, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss an important update whenever I post a video. You guys know that information is power, right? Especially when it comes to navigating the complex of world of international education. Now, the IRCC decision is a game changer and is essential for us to understand the reasons behind these policy shifts. So in this video, we are going to be exploring the key factors influencing this decision. We will also examine how it might impact aspiring international students who are looking forward to moving to Canada. We will also discuss any potential strategies to navigate these changes. So I would encourage you to grab a pen and a paper because you're going to want to take a note on this one. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please ensure you share this video with your friends and your loved ones who are also looking forward to studying in Canada. Let's jump into the video.
Hello guys, you're welcome to Immigrate with Ammy, and today we'll be talking about Canada immigration, and we're going to be exploring some latest updates, and we'll be talking about why this update is coming at this time and what lessons you can pick from it and how this can impact your Canada immigration journey in 2024. So basically, to start with, we need to understand that immigration, or the subject of immigration, is a very dynamic subject. And what I mean by that is that the policies that guide immigration in different countries are always changing from time to time. All right. And recently, we've been seeing a lot of changes across different countries. We saw changes in the immigration policies in the UK, in Australia, and even Canada as well. So all of these things keeps happening. And in fact, one of the predictions in 2024 is that there might be a lot of changes in immigration across several countries. And we're actually beginning to see that prediction come into reality, okay? So the latest changes to Canada study visa policies or Canada immigration policies came into effect or was announced today, where the Canadian immigration minister actually stated categorically that for 2024 and 2025, the government is setting a temporary threshold on study permit applications. Basically, this is not like a permanent plan to set a cap or to set a threshold on study visa applications or study permit applications and approvals. Basically, the government is they want to use the next 2 years, so this year and the coming year, to stabilize certain things with respect to national student population in Canada. Okay, so just to give you some specific data, in 2024, which is this current year, what they are looking at is to cap the approvals for study permit at 360,000. And that will actually represent like a 35% decrease when compared to 2023. Now, the truth is that is a very huge difference. 35% is a huge impact when you are actually looking at the numbers. But the first thing that we need to understand is the reason behind this policy change. Okay, so why is Canada immigration, or why is the Canadian government making this kind of changes? Maybe to some of us, they are drastic changes, came out of the blues. But as a government, I believe these are not, drastic changes to the Canadian government, and these are well thought of plans which has a lot of things in store for them in terms of the positive changes that it might bring them in the nearest future. Okay, so just to give you some background information based on our research. Okay, so one of the reasons why they are implementing this threshold is due to the unsustainable growth of international student population in certain provinces, and they are trying to bring about some form of stability in the growth of the international student population. So there are certain provinces where there has been more or less a very rapid growth of international student community, and that actually has a lot of negative impact. One of the negative impact is that the rapid increase puts pressure on infrastructure. We've been talking about the housing crisis in Canada. These are some of the factors that is actually causing that. This also has a huge impact on healthcare delivery. So as the population is increasing, it also puts pressure on so many critical services that are supposed to be delivered to citizens and to residents as well. Okay, so this is one of the main reasons for them to stabilize the growth, because they have seen that with the way things are going, especially in some certain key provinces, the growth of the international student population cannot be sustained and may cause a lot of undesirable effect in the nearest future. So for them to guard against that, they are introducing this immigration cap for international students. The second thing, which is also related to this news, is the fact that they are going to discontinue the issuance of open work permit to the spouses of some categories of students. So basically, they will only be issuing open work permit to spouses of masters and PhD students. Okay, so if you are going to study in Canada, either as a master's student or a PhD student, and your spouse is joining you during the period of your study, then your spouse will still be able to get the open work permit. Okay, for other classes of students, those that are applying for maybe a 1-year certificate program or undergraduate programs, the spouses of these categories of students will no more be eligible for the open work permit. Okay, so which is another way of stabilizing the population growth among the international student community in Canada. So just to expand more on this news and to share more information about that, you also need to be aware that this immigration cap will not apply to masters and PhD students. Okay, so if you are applying for a master's program in Canada or a PhD program, this limitation or this threshold on the number of study visa approvals will not apply to you. So it will only apply to people who are applying to other levels of study, like the undergraduate programs. Okay, so those are the people for which this cap is intended to control the movement or the influx of students in those categories. Okay, so if you are planning to apply for a master's program or a PhD program, you can be rest assured that this new policy does not really affect you, and it does not really affect your spouse as well. Another exciting news is that master's students who complete their programs, or other students who complete a program in a graduate level program. Okay, so for example, you apply for a graduate diploma and you complete your studies in Canada. In the coming weeks, the Canadian government will start approving the issuance of 3-year work permit to such categories of students, and I think this is very exciting. So even though some of the policies are not that encouraging, especially to people who want to come to Canada to study maybe at the undergraduate level, or those who want to study like in a 1-year certificate program, it may not be that exciting to them. But the news also has some good side, especially for those who are studying at the graduate level. So previously, the post-graduation work permit that you get is in alignment with the length of your study program. So the Canadian government is moving away from that, okay, to standardize the work permit issuance to international students who complete their program. So if you complete a program at a graduate level, you will soon be eligible to get a work permit of up to 3 years, which actually positions you better for the permanent residency application in Canada. Overall, of course, this news has both the good side and the bad side, and as an international student, I will encourage you to embrace the brighter side of it and to see the advantages that this news can deliver to you as well. In a nutshell, okay, what the government is trying to do is to build sustainability within the international student immigration system. So for the foreseeable future, international students will continue to play a key role in Canada immigration policies. They are not saying they are putting an end to that. They are only trying to sustain it, okay, so that in the long term, it continues to be a valuable pathway to immigrate to Canada. All right. And in addition to this news, don't forget that previously there were also two major updates on the immigration policies for international students. The first one was the fact that they actually upwardly reviewed the proof of fund requirement for international students. So if you are going to study in Canada from 2024, then you would need to show that you have more money that was previously required, and we extensively spoke about this in one of our previous videos. The second thing which you need to be aware of is that every letter of acceptance that you tender as an international student during your visa application process will be confirmed by Canada Immigration. Okay, so that is also another new policy that they are implementing. And if you look at all of these policies all together, they are basically trying to sanitize the study visa application, okay, so that it continues to remain a viable and a valuable pathway for international students to move to Canada. So guys, we've been sharing the latest updates in Canada study visa application, what the Canadian Immigration Minister shared today, the 22nd of January 2024, and basically we've been able to look at both sides of the coin to see the negative effect it will have on international students, as well as the positive effect that it could have on international students as well. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching. We're always available to support you as much as possible, and we wish you all the best in 2024. Thank you and have a lovely day.